Have you ever walked away from a 5-minute conversation about the weather or weekend plans, feeling physically and mentally drained? When you pull back from these interactions, society often applies a specific set of labels. You are called arrogant, distant, or antisocial, as if the exhaustion you feel is a character flaw. But the clinical reality is different. This aversion rarely stems from a lack of social skills or a desire to look down on others. Instead, psychologists have identified a link between this social fatigue and a specific cognitive architecture, a high information processing style often found in gifted minds. For these individuals, the distaste for casual chatter is a fundamental information processing mismatch between their brain's requirements and their immediate environment. To understand this mismatch, think of the brain as a high bandwidth receiver. To remain fully engaged and operational, it requires a constant stream of dense, complex data. This is hyperconnectivity. When this brain receives an idea, it doesn't process it in isolation. It instantly examines every angle, forming a dense web of connections to disparate concepts to find the full picture. However, small talk provides very little data for this system to work with. These surface-level topics lack the complexity needed to penetrate or activate a hyper-connected network. This creates persistent cognitive strain. The brain keeps searching for meaning or new data within the shallow topic, and when it finds nothing, the system powers down to conserve energy. Small talk is exhausting because it lacks the data density to keep a high-bandwidth network functioning. This explains why a person might stay quiet during a group conversation. This silence isn't a sign that they've checked out or have nothing to contribute. It is a state of active observation. While others focus on the literal words being said, this brain is busy processing layers of information that often go unnoticed. As we see in this radar chart, the literal conversation is just the surface layer. Underneath, the brain is tracking fluctuations in tone, micro-expressions of emotion, and the underlying logic behind the speaker's claims. This ability to read between the lines represents a sophisticated level of social perception. It allows the observer to see the deeper motivations of others, which can sometimes feel intimidating to those only processing the surface layer. Silence is the sound of a highly active brain extracting depth from a shallow environment. Maintaining both hyperconnectivity and active observation carries a substantial metabolic demand. Your nervous system is essentially running at full capacity during every interaction. Psychology defines this as high social sensitivity. It means the nervous system is biologically reactive to the cognitive load required by social contact. This energy burn is the literal reason why a few hours of casual conversation can leave you feeling as if you just finished a grueling physical workout. Social exhaustion is a measurable energy deficit caused by an overactive nervous system, not a lack of interest in people. Once you understand the biological cost, the social strategy changes. You can stop forcing yourself to engage in exhausting, low-value interactions just for the sake of fitting in. Instead, you can adopt a high standard for connection, where you prioritize social depth over the sheer frequency of interaction. This isn't about avoiding relationships, it's about avoiding the drainage of shallow connections. It means choosing to wait for conversations about the universe, psychology, or complex ideas. For the highly intelligent, solitude is a biological requirement. It provides the quiet environment needed to recharge the mind's internal networks. A shrinking social circle can represent a deliberate shift, a mind carefully prioritizing intellectual survival and authenticity over social volume. If you stay quiet in groups and avoid small talk, it's a sign that your brain operates on a rare and complex frequency. Your desire for depth and authentic connection isn't a flaw to be fixed. It is a protective trait of an active mind. If you want to keep exploring the hidden psychology of the human mind, hit the subscribe button right now, because true connection isn't measured by how much we say, but by the depth of the minds that are speaking.